Hey guys, welcome back. So we have an MOT coming for the blue one. In less than a week we have to pass the MOT. So there is a couple of things to check. When I was abroad I had to change the tires because they kind of didn't make it. They were close to the legal limit, but I thought I will make the whole trip to Europe and back. Unfortunately they didn't, so I had to put a new tires on it. So I put a winter tires. I need to check back tires as well because these probably smooth by now, but we will see, we will check. And when I was changing the tires, the garage told me that there is some play, and you can actually hear it when you're driving. There is some clunking coming from the front, so that's what I'm going to do today. So let's get cracking on to get the MOT. Alright, car is up. So this one seems to be quite solid. No, there's no play, it's just moving the steering rack. I'll show you from inside. So, if I shake left to right, there's no play. The steering rack is moving a little bit, but I don't feel any play. And the bottom is solid. So I think this one is good, this side. Let's check the other side. Yeah, so there is some play in this one. I don't know if you see it, but left to right. Top down is solid, top down is perfect, but left to right. There is some play in this one. So let's check from inside. Okay, let's try now, so you can see it. So this is the left to right. Yeah, it's this one. So when I hold it and I shake it, I can feel it. So something's moving in this one. So I need to order new steering joint, and this can be quite a pain to change. I already done before, especially to loosen this one. Last time I had to heat it up and smash it with a hammer several times before it even bulged. All right, to the eBay we go. And then we will continue and the joint will come in a few days. Alright guys, so we identified the problem. I need new joint on that steering rack. I'm not sure if I ordered both or only one, but the one on the passenger side need to be changed because there is a little play that would fail the MOT. I need to put the car back together because I'm going dentist tomorrow in the morning. So I need the car, and then we will continue when we receive the ball joint. 3 days later we got our part. It just arrived yesterday actually, but I was a bit lazy yesterday, so I left it all for today. So here it is. I already opened it. It's just the rod from eBay. So that's it. That's the part that we're gonna replace today. They didn't send me the nut in here. It was in the picture when I ordered it, and it arrived without. Normally I would return it, but I'm not gonna bother this time, and we'll try to reuse the one that's on the car. One more thing that arrived that I haven't talked about last time, and that's just the filler for the windscreen wash fluid. So that's the new filling cup. As you can see, it's pretty simple piece of plastic with the tube at the bottom. So what happened to my old one is something when I was on the log cabin cut through this one. Basically eat the whole thing off. We'll show you in the car. So just this is the genuine original Peugeot part. It was only like 10 quid, so pretty happy with the part. It was the last one the guy had. We're gonna put this one in as well, and with that we can start. It should be very simple repair, but I've already replaced both rods on the black one, and that was a nightmare job because the rod was literally seized to the other part, and it took me like 3 days to figure it out how to loosen it. Eventually I ended up using heat, some propane tank with some torch. I heat it up, smash it with a hammer several times until it finally started moving. It took me 3 days because I didn't have the propane torch. I had to order it. I really hope it won't be as difficult with this one, but we'll see. And it's a bit windy, as you can see, stuff start flying around. So here is the rod that we're gonna exchange. So let's first compare with the one that we already have, if it's the same. Because before, when I was changing the rod on this one, I've been in the I think it was the Eurocar parts, and they gave me the wrong part by mistake. So this is supposed to be the left side, and as you can see, it looks quite the same, I would say. So what I'm thinking here, I'm thinking about first removing the ABS sensor, because it is a little bit in the way. But I don't know if you can see, but there looks like there is some kind of grease or something inside. So that gives me good hope that it won't be completely seized. This one, loosening the nut, was not the problem, it was the rod inside, because the thread is quite long. If it gets water in there and it will rust, then yeah, that's pretty much becoming one part. In the worst case scenario, I have all these parts as well, from the black one that I was changing a couple of years back, that I haven't used, because I was preparing for the worst, and that means I would cut this one off, remove this whole part, and put a new one in with the new rod, if I was not able to remove that one. So yeah, this bolt is rusty as hell, but it unscrew quite fine. I didn't break anything, so that's a good start. And since we are at it, might as well get that shield off. So this one is going off quite well. Once we crack the bolt, it's going quite easy now. So that will give us some space when we remove all these. I think I crack it. So that's the bolt, and that was the kind of washer or something that was under. Hey, we liberated it from there. So we've got the whole rod out. We loosened the nut, this one. And now for the most difficult part is to unscrew this one. Because as you can see on the new part, this has quite a long thread. So you can see how much this will be inside. So good, like 1 inch, 3 centimeters or something like that. So that might be pretty seized. In worst case, I will go find my torch, heat it up, give it a good smack or 3 and hope for the best. In absolute worst scenario, I will have to cut the rod, remove all this part, which I don't want to do. I haven't done that before. You need like a special tool to loosen it at that end. And just want to show you why it failed. So as you can see in here, the metal ring on the rubber is not there anymore, so that probably fell off, and because of that it starts getting water in there and it didn't seal properly, so that's why it's probably failed, and now there is a play. And as you can see, somebody's been here before with quite a brute force. You can see the grips on that rod, so that's probably not the first time this has been changed. It is quite understandable with 20+ year old car, but you can see how they grabbed it. So this one looks like it's not seized like the last one, and it's moving a little bit, so that's a good sign. I might get it off without the heat. I should probably measure it first before I start completely unscrewing it. So this is 83.3 millimeters, roughly to the center, 83.5 from the end of this rod to the center of the. Of course it's just by eye, but I'm perfectly fine with that rough measure, so I know how much should I screw the other one in. And even though the rod was not seized at first, after about one rotation it did get stuck completely. You will see why when we get it out, but I was unable to turn it anymore, so I had to go find my torch. And after all the grilling and smashing, I had to go find my trusty Stilton pipe wrench, as I have already stripped the inner rod smooth. And these thing grabs, I tell you, forget vice grips, they are for toddlers. These things saved me more than once. I will leave the link in the descriptions below for this exact 18-inch one. So as you can see, we finally loosened it up. That heat did all the trick. It's still very hot. Yeah, it's still pretty hard to turn. I probably will need some leverage. Oh, you can use these ones. It's getting stuck again. I might have to go a little bit backwards and then forwards again. Or we can use more heat. More heat, always the answer. Okay, let's try again. Give it a few schmack. And now we should be able to move it again. Still going very hard. Maybe I should go a little bit back and forth. So I'm back at this kind of position, and I'm using my braking bar to my leverage as well, and it's going slowly. Something is stuck in there. Alright guys, so current status is I put it back in because it got stuck again, so, and heat it up again. And what we're doing now is just get this one in position to bite like that. Then just put my braking bar and try to pull it like this. And it's going little by little. Push it in there and use my leverage to move it. And I can see it's moving, but it's like 1 millimeter. Again, get leverage. Oh, I require a lot of strength, but the good thing is it's move every time. So what I think will happen as I keep unscrewing it little by little, eventually it will uncease whatever is holding it there. Might heat it up again and keep doing like that because it's going a little bit harder now. Okay, we've got past the critical point and now it's going quite easy. I had to heat it up like 2 more times. Oh, it takes lots of effort and it's getting stuck again towards the end. I need to heat it up 1 more time and that's it, I have it out. We'll see, I need to put the camera on the side and focus on the wrench. So I managed to get it out. As you can see, it's not in the best condition, especially the end. No idea what happened in there, but that's how I get it out. I already put the nut on the new one, but the pipe does not look that great, especially the thread inside. As you can see, it's not in the best condition. It's a bit damaged down. I pretty much destroyed this one as well, the rest of the tube. I have this one, so I can change it. I can change the whole thing, or just try to screw this thing on. Probably will be the best idea to change the whole thing. Alright guys, so I tried to put the rod in, but I could not start the thread and I didn't want to strip the thread on the new one, so I decided I need to change the inner rod as well. Fortunately for me, I have 2 in the loft. I just been for them, they are here, that I purchased a couple of years ago for the black 406, but eventually I decided not to change them. Thread inside was quite good, so I had 2 of these. They are brand new. And that's the inner rod and the outer rod goes in here. The only thing I need to check, and I have already done, if the part is the same. As you can see, I have the parts in here, because the black one is 2.0 HDI 90 and the blue one is 2.0 HDI 110. So I think this is a D9 and black one is D8. So they are most of the time the same parts, but some of them are not. Fortunately, these are the same parts for both of the cars, so I can use it on the blue one, so that's perfect. And there is one more thing I need for the change, and that's like a special tool. It's that kind of plunger. As you can see in here, it is the special tool, so you can loosen up the inner rod and take it out. I've never used it. I bought it for the black one, but never used it before. It's hollow, so the whole inner rod go inside and you then use your wrench on the end and you can lose it up. So I hope it will work, so otherwise we are in a big trouble. Alright, we continue and I'm gonna remove the boot. So I tried to put the rod end on the inner rod, but the thread was destroyed. So this little clip needs to be unclipped in here, and this is the kind of one off. So once I unclip that one, I will most likely not be able to put this one back on. I was able to do it before, but there was a better access than this one. But I ordered the universal clip. So hopefully that one will arrive soon, and if not, we can always use the cable tie. So we're gonna remove this one now. I think we're gonna put a little bit of the WD-40 in there, so it slides off easily. I don't want to break it, because I don't have a spare, would have to buy a new one. Let's try to pull it out. Oh, it's not going, it's kind of stuck. Okay, I popped it on the other side. It's like there is some kind of ring that sits in that groove, and that's kind of holding it back from sliding in. I think we just need to use force. Yeah, it's going now, it's going. So that's the inner rod ball joint. And this is the boot. Doesn't look that bad, but we need to check this end because I think I pierced it. If there is no hole, we can reuse it. If not, we will have to order the new one. But yeah, it doesn't look in the best shape. We can clean it though. Alright, we're gonna try to use our tool, this big plunger, to try to get the rod off. So you put it in like that, and now I just need to... So I cleaned the parts quite reasonably well, inside out. I dried them out, so they are like new. We can reuse them, even the ring. I will try to put this one on as well. If not, we will use the cable tie, but I think I will be able to put it on. Just click it in, like that, and then you just crimp these with the normal pliers. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so we're gonna put the new rod in. Try to tighten it. I have no idea what's the correct torque is, so I'm not even gonna bother to get my torque wrench. I will just try to eyeball it, but the old one was so light that I doubt will be any problem if I over tighten it a little bit. And I think I need my extension because it's a little bit short. You need to first grab it, and once you have it grabbed, then you can actually... Yeah. I think that's it. Yeah, that will do. So that's the outer ring. I cleaned that one as well. So I'm gonna put a little bit of just normal grease on the ends, so they slides in a little bit easier. So just a little grease, so they go in a lot easier. And I'm gonna put the grease on the other side as well. Alright, that should do the trick. We try to put the boot on now and see how it goes. Okay, so the first end snapped in, and now we try to get the big one. But before we put that on, I think I'm gonna clean this one. I forgot about that. Some kind of oxidation in here. So we're gonna clean that. If we don't, then the water might get through. So I clean it up, as you can see, as best as I could. Pretty smooth now. I also clean it up from the other side. From this side, there was a little bit of build-up as well. And we're gonna try to put the boot up now and secure it. Okay, so it looks like it's gonna be a little bit tricky because there's a tension. So I could use help of somebody who will hold it up. I was struggling here for a while to get the boot stretched and securing the clip. And I know what most of you probably thinking. It took me a while to realize it, but it did hit me eventually. So instead of trying to hold the tension, which make the clipping this on extremely difficult, I just realized I can just simply turn the steering wheel the other side and it will compress. So now it's in perfect position. I just need to work out on compressing this, and once it clicks in, that's it. So as you can see, it's finally clamped in, and I think that's it. It won't go anywhere. It's pretty solid, so I reused this one. So now we need to put the smaller clip on, and the last part is to put this clip on, and that's it. And the last part we need to put this one in, but I think I will put some copper grease in there just in case, so it won't rust. You know, I was thinking covering whole this part with some kind of made up either rubber board or just some waterproof tape or something that will prevent water getting into it so it won't rust, even though most likely I won't need to open it. But that's the case if nobody touches for like 5 years, and then somebody will have to change it. They will have the same problems that I had. And we have the measurements. Yeah, it was 83 point something from the end of the inner rod to the center of the ball joint, so we can use that as our temporary measurements for alignment. aligned, and then we will go somewhere to get it aligned after the MOT. So it was from the center of the ball joint and about 83, 84, so a little bit more. A little bit more, maybe 1 or 2 more. Let me see if I'm centered. Yeah, 0. I think 1 or 2 more. 1, 2. I think that's perfect. We can leave it like that. 83.7. 83.7. I'm happy with that. We can close this one. I also checked this rod in here. Both joints are fine. This one on top is okay, and one at the bottom is also fine. They don't need changing. There is no play. Alright guys, so here is the finished rod. I put some copper grease on it. Here is the bottom. I reused this plastic washer, whatever it is. I ordered a new nut with the thing, but it's not here yet. So I put it in. I didn't tighten this one completely crazy because I want to unscrew when the new one comes. But I believe this is now ready to pass MOT. As it is, I have cleaned a little bit of the wet spots under the engine. I've seen there is some of the liquid from the power steering that is dripping very slowly there. Not a huge issue, but I clean it up everything. One of the pipes, it's not sealing very well, and I've seen some drips, but that should pass no problem. But I found something else that I'm just gonna show you, and since I'm already under the car, I want to fix it. So here it is on the exhaust. You can see the holes, tiny holes in here, and I already cleaned it. There was a little bit less holes, but when I tried to clean it, it opened a little bit up. And now I remember I had advisory on the last MOT with the exhaust having a leak of the gases, but I only check in the back and I haven't seen anything crazy suspicious in there. I haven't checked in here. So now when I've seen it, since the holes are opened, this would probably fail the MOT. So what I'm gonna do, I have some of these gum paste that will repair. So I will put the paste all around, generous amount. And then I ordered some repairing tape for taping it, but it's not here yet. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna use aluminum tape. I have like a sticky aluminum tape. So we'll put a couple of layers on it, something like that. That should hold the paste in while it's hardened, and that will at least pass the MOT. But eventually, yeah, this will either have to be welded together or some clamp. Maybe I can buy like kind of a 5 centimeter, 2-inch clamp and just put it in here with the generous amount of paste under. That should keep it for at least a year or 2 or 3. So I'm gonna use this gum paste and some aluminum tape that I had somewhere lying around. Surprisingly, this one didn't dry up. It's been probably sealed very well. So yeah, this paste looks like brand new. I'll probably just use my hands just to put it around. I should have probably checked if I need to put the paste from the top, because I haven't seen if there are any holes on the top side. We're gonna put the paste everywhere, all around. So again, this is just to pass the MOT, and usually these gum paste repairs last about a year, maximum of 2 years. Before that, they will just start, you know, falling out, because all the vibration, it never is like a permanent repair. In the worst case scenario, I could maybe reuse the exhaust from the black one, but I think there is a different one. So this exhaust looks a little bit different. Okay, so that should do the trick for now. So now for the tape, it's not in the best condition. I'm not even sure how I'm gonna use it, because I don't think I'm gonna put the whole tape in there. Can I? It's probably not even fit. And as you can see, the tape is a little bit rusty. I think I will just cut like a little piece, just like that, and try to go around with this little piece. I will do one more. Okay, I think that will do the trick. Definitely won't be leaking, at least not for the MOT, and we will revisit this one later. But I don't have welding, so we'll have to either find somebody or use the clamp solution. It's MOT day, car is on the ramp at the moment, and everything should be alright except the rear wheels. Rear wheels are, I think, past the limit, but very close. So hopefully they will let me go. If no, I will have to come back with just the new wheels, but hopefully nothing else. So I will let you know. I'm back home. MOT failed. And I will show you why. So there was one issue with the track rod that I just changed, this front one, and that was just the nut was too loose, but I knew about it because I wanted to swap it later, so that failed because of the loose nut. It has a little bit of play, but that would not be the problem. The biggest problem is, and I will show you in the back, and that was the exhaust snapped. And I had no idea about that. It's an exhaust. I completely forgot to check the back of the car. So yeah, it was a bit of a surprise when they showed me that the exhaust in the back is where the rear silencer connects. It's completely in half. So what I have to do now is just to pass the MOT, because if I order new silencer or have to go somewhere for new silencer and then middle silencer, might take some time. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna drop the silencer from this one, because this one is good. I recently put the hanger on it, and I will just put it in here just to pass the MOT. Then tighten the nut for the track rod in here, and we'll just go for the rechecks. I have to do it within the 10 days, otherwise I will have to pay again. So these are the correct nuts that I need to put on the track rod. It's like a set of two. And I also got the other track rod, which I will be changing as well, but not for the MOT. For now, I just need to replace the snapped exhaust. Alright, I took the exhaust out, and if you look into the problem where it snapped, actually I might even be able to put it back together. We'll see when we remove this bracket with that little piece that snapped. If I buy this little connection bracket, I might be able to put it back together, so don't have to throw these two away, but we will see how it goes. But theoretically, yeah, we'll have to, grind it nicely so it's not rust on both sides. Then put some of this gum paste and slide that little connector, which I need to buy, and if I tighten it, it should last some time. There's a little hole in here, but that that's not a big problem. Other than that, it's not that bad. I expected it to be a lot worse. Anyway, it's after sunset now, so it will be dark in about 15-20 minutes. So I'm not gonna to do anything for today. Tomorrow I will put the bracket off and see if we can put this back together. If not, we will borrow I think it's the rear silencer that we need. This one looks quite decent shape. And if we look for the rest of even this one survived. I was surprised. I thought I'm gonna snap it off because it's a bit seized on this size. And if we carry on, this one is alright. There's no problem with this one. And the back is pretty good shape as well. Yeah, all pretty good shape. We can put it back together as I took it off. And you can see I've been driving for for some time with that exhaust snap. I would really like to know when it actually snapped. Yeah, silly of me not looking at the back before MOT, but we'll get it sorted out. So. Alright, so I got this kind of connector. Let's see if it's gonna fit. If not, there is another one coming tomorrow. And if that doesn't fit, I will go get a new silencer. It's one from Facebook. So, this didn't go as planned, but I should still have enough space to put that bracket in there. Okay, now I see why this one was fixed with that paste, because there were holes. So I should probably left it on there. So here we have the middle silencer from the green car, and as you can see, the green car has a pretty newish exhaust. There's almost no rust on the middle section. Must have been changed quite recently. So I'm going to borrow this one and put it to the blue car, pass MOT, and then we will have to source the rear silencer. I already messaged a guy on Facebook that is selling one for like 25 quid, which is a good deal. So we'll go grab it and then either put the new one in here or we'll do the swap again. We'll put you guys here so you can see what I'm doing. And that's it, we can move to the rear end. Okay, so for this one should be very simple, what we've seen on the last one, but it was not as easy to unhook it. It looks like this one is not, yeah, it's easy to go, but I will leave it on for now. So I have it on, but I will leave it on before I unscrew that one. And actually, we don't need to remove this one, right? We can keep it as a one piece, because we're just going to move it. So I will try not to break this one, and we'll just unhang this one and try to hang it to the blue car. Okay, it's holding up. Okay, it's going down, I got it. Now careful. And for the last part is just to drop this one, and the whole thing will be down. Perfect. Now if I pull it, it will drop on the other side as well. Okay, we have it in position. Now we start lifting it. I think I will start from the middle. We'll connect the middle first, then we'll hang it in the middle, and the last will be the rear. Alright, so we need to clean this one first. Some leftover from the old paste. So just greasing up this one, and then we will gonna do the final hang. The top need to go first. Perfectino. And for the last, again, we will just remove it first, grease it up and put it back. And hopefully that grease will prevent it completely rusting for the next time we will be there. That should be enough, and a little bit to this one. And smaller one first. And then the big one. Perfect. And that's it. Exhaust finished. Now I need to tighten that one nut, and we can go for a retest. And this one, I changed the bracket, I loosen it and turn it a little bit up, so the bolt or the other side does not go below this line, otherwise I would scrape it. And put a little bit of copper grease, and that's it. I call the exhaust repair finished. So I changed the nut, this one, with that little white skirt. So the skirt was upside down, but when you tighten it, it will flip. And I tried, wiggle the wheel, there is no play anymore, so all good. I have also adjusted the toe, because it was just about straight. It was between -0.5 to 0, and that means it's going away, so it should be more towards each other. So I adjusted this one for about quarter of turn. So now we should have a 0 or slightly positive toe, which is the right for this car. So I will do a measurement again with a tape and see if we are aligned, and we'll go for MOT. So that's it. Alright guys, it's the next morning and it's about 7:44, so quite early in the morning, and here we are next to the MOT. So they have a car in there and the retest they do in between. I will go let them know I'm here and they will probably take me next unless somebody's waiting here. So fingers crossed, no more issues with the track rod and exhaust. So I will let you know soon. And we pass. So MOT done this year. There's a couple of warnings as well. Brake discs seems a bit rough shape, but the brake pads are good. So I won't be changing them now. I will be changing them next time. And the rear wheels, yeah, I knew about the rear tires are close to legal limits. So I will still drive a little bit on them and then we'll change them probably towards the end of the year or when they will be feeling less than 1.6 millimeter. And with that, guys, the MOT has been done. So yeah, this year it's been a little bit more work than usual, and hopefully the weather will start being a little bit nice, because as of right now it doesn't look that great. Typical Manchester weather, all rainy. And then we can start getting some work done on the green one as well. That needs some attention, and new exhaust as well, because we pinch it for for the MOT. So the guy from the Facebook still haven't replied to me. I told him I will take the mid silencer, and as soon as he replies I can go pick it up, maybe today or whatever, whenever he's available. So but that will be in the next video, because that's all for today. I got my MOT sorted out so I can finally drive, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.